of us all, legend in the Dota scene. Sunsfan here with Lacoste. Some interesting picks here, man. We get to see Core Wyvern. It's been a while for me. Happy to see Faith Beyond on that. What do you think of this?
They kept the flex until the last one.
Yeah.
Potentially, Leshrac could have came out, but now after seeing the Morphlane, they're like, okay, we want to have something with the potentially higher range. There's been a lot of Leshrac picks so far in the tournament, and I've seen a lot of flexes. This hero as a position 5, it does feel good. You're playing off your stun, you're playing off your edict. Maybe you want to put 1 point in Lightning Storm just for a little bit of extra slow. It's a setup for your stun. In this lane, against Mars, I would say it's not going to be as great. Same goes for Mirana, so he might need to pick up something differently, switch back from Diabolic Edict, because you don't get the full value. Mars will either bonk you, spear you away, Mirana can easily leap away, so the damage is not going to be there. Overall, I do like G2.iG's draft more in this second game, because they probably had a talk with their coach, had a talk with their general manager, Korean Barbecue, about what needs to be done. Not sure what Jack said, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably not very useful information from him, but maybe they were able to dissect whatever he said and made it useful in some capacity. As Ori's going to be fighting off against nothing to say in the mid lane, Pango versus the old Ember Spirit. I haven't seen Pango in a while because I feel like I've been casting Amen Gladiators every game, and it is banned just for Quinn. But nobody else really seems to be favoring this hero as much as Gaiman.
Yeah, I think I remember the stats from Bedboom Dacha. He was playing 5 games, when that is, on Pango, and all 5 wins, so we're definitely not going to see that. Another hero that has been OP for like good 2 years now, I would even say. Remember back in the days that this hero had pretty much everything. Silence, disarm, minus armor on one of his spells.
Wait,
good
silence?
times. Yeah, he had silence.
Lucky Shot used to
Lucky
silence?
Shot used to silence.
Oh.
Free Mindbreaker.
Yeah, it was kind of like a roulette wheel where you just pick a different mechanic and you try it out on Lucky Shot and see what sticks, and now it seems to be in a good spot, I would feel, as X Nova gets dropped by Bach. So Faith Beyond with the first blood on the position 3 Winter Wyvern. Now, let's talk about Wyvern as that 3 a little bit more. What kind of itemization should we be looking forward to? Like, when this was more of a prime pick as a core, I would see Ags, but I think that was nerfed a long time ago.
It's still very good. I think your core item is going to be some stats for the start, because you are universal heroes. You want to come online as fast as possible, and then pick up Mage Slayer.
Oh, of course.
It's very easy to apply Mage Slayer as Wyvern, having that extra range, hitting people once in each fight. Easy peasy, plus maybe a Witchblade, Aghanim Scepter. I think it could be a good Witchblade game. You're playing against Morphling, so you want to have that extra damage. And he does have First Blood, and one more time, FY will be playing Tiny. This is a very strong lane. Every single time you have your combo available, I want to see if FY maybe gets a toss. He maybe is thinking about it, if he can get hands on X Nova. Because these 2 heroes, they don't care too much about Undying. Undying's not going to get too close. He's going to get harassed, and Monet will try to get some Monet for himself, pulling the small camp.
Nice one.
Now go one. So creative.
Have you used that one before? I'm sure as FY. Avalanche on both heroes, in fact. X Nova continue to take harassment from Faith Beyond. FY will walk away. The supports will kind of heal up a bit.
What do you think M88 in Monet's name stands for? Oh, it's the sponsor. Never mind. X Nova also has it.
That's right. Very good. Quick to decipher that one.
Very good at
the
these
hot dog
things.
is my favorite sponsor, though. I forget who does that. Is that LGD?
LGD?
And it's not actually a hot dog. That's the best part.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a gambling thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They like to gamble with hot dogs over there, I suppose. Understandable. They are quite delicious. If you can find more than one. And okay, let's get back to the game.
Got back to the game. Mid lane, I know that this is slight in favor of Ember Spirit, but so far he's doing much better than I expected. 24-5 against 15-0. Ori suffering a little bit, but as Pango, you do manage to catch up.
And JT on the Mars looking for a bit of a comeback in this game, as it were,
nice
because
play.
his performance in Game 1 was left a lot to be desired for sure.
Good play from Tianming, faking like he's going to use his spell. JT immediately spears him away.
support Lesh. Why is support Lesh all of a sudden thing? I feel like this hero's only received nerfs. Like when Bloodstone came out, they nerfed the AoE of Split Earth. Like what has changed with this hero?
Bloodstone got buffed. You have mana regen now, so that's good.
Yeah,
Diabolic
this is a support.
Edict.
You're not getting that.
Damage per explosion has been increased, so that's great. Great against towers, of course, and also activation mana cost has been decreased on Pulse Noah. Pretty big. Level 120 less mana.
Very nice. Nice quality of life for the old disco pony. Be able to pick up a bounty rune here.
A tithe to the impurities.
And for this mid lane, it's been a while since we've seen Pango. As weird as that is to say.
It's been a while since you saw anything. Like, you just came from an event. It was a long 2-week event. You're like, yeah, I haven't seen
Pango was
on the
picked
offlane.
every game, and then halfway through the tournament, we didn't see it again. You know? But yeah, what do you think of Pango versus Ember? Because typically, Ember is going to be A-okay against these melee heroes, but Pango's a little bit of a different beast.
Yeah, has an upper hand, definitely in this matchup. He can stop you from using your abilities with 1 point in Searing Chain, so you want to put that one. Aggression.
Yes, wow.
X-Nova, FY again, deeping in.
Toss just in time as the leap was coming through. It's going to be a support for support trade at the current point in time. Trying to focus on this Undying Tombstone. They'll get it.
Nice
Blue gets the money.
Double hit in the end, FY. Very quick with the rotations. You're like, oh, we killed Lash, but this is a position 5 Lash, so they don't care too much about it, especially if he's low mana, so you can TP mid, refill Ori's bottle. Boboka will do the same thing.
Wow, what a play.
Love
what a
that.
mechanic.
Absolutely loving this one.
Terrific bug
Very
that turned
interactive
into a
gameplay.
feature. It's JT getting harassed now by the Christmas tree and Lu. Be forced into an awkward spot if they want to continue to chase.
He might be going for Roche.
He misses.
He might go for Roche.
Yep.
Check if he's home. He's not.
Not yet.
It's a long chase, though.
Yep, they'll eventually get it, but the creeps will actually cost them the avalanche. Rebuke is going to slow down.
Just feel it at this point. Here
Yeah.
we go. Take it.
That's why finally, as Ori will use the Rolling Thunder to be able to secure the Arcane Rune. Probably won't pop that until his ult is back up again. In terms of the Mirana gameplay here,
Absolutely
setups do
beautiful.
we have Searing Chains and the Arena and Spear.
Yeah, we also have level 3 Mirana, who doesn't have a point in arrow at the moment, so we'll get that at level 4, so you can have something to play off your Searing Chains. There it is. I don't like Mirana as position 4, I gotta be honest.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because she does the same thing from position 5. It's just you can't really scale as Mirana 4, that's my problem. I've seen a lot of snaking Mirana position 5, they've been picking it a lot. I think a lot of teams will start to copy them because Falcons did do well. So
you prefer it as 5?
I prefer it as 5 because it does pretty much the same job. I think we've seen that throughout Dota history.
And Faith Beyond, Searing Chains will connect from Nothing to Say. Will Cold Embrace himself, but...
As a Lotus as well.
Okay, we'll see if he can survive. I highly doubt it.
Oh no.
He's dead. Nothing to Say, able to Remnant back. And we're getting some nice farm now. That's actually true, though. I feel like 4 and 5 are kind of interchangeable for the... But I feel like if there's a position 5 that can scale a little bit better, maybe they just swap at some point.
Because we had this with, let's say,
Undying's not really that.
Batrider, Clockwork.
Yeah.
So you want to play those as position 5 pretty much. Because you're going to do the same thing anyway, just slightly less efficient. And Ming making a rotation through the gates. Boboka mimicking that.
And Monet did
Good
take
pressure.
pretty damage. Tombstone is getting pretty low as here comes Nothing to Say again. Faith Beyond. Oh, he's going to get some help from Ori. Gets a nice swashbuckle onto Monet. As the Lesh looking for an opening to get a stun, but is slowed to a crawl. Looks like that Lesh is just donezo. Ori will get the Rolling Thunder off. Boboka will get hit once, but I think, yeah, they're going to try to take out the Undying instead. A little bit easier of a kill at this stage of the game. And the Avalanche should secure things.
You see Leshrac going in, you're like, oh, we need to fall back, but that's level 3.
Oh, another
Lesh.
Cold Embrace. Nothing to Say.
Saved him from the arrow,
Out of
actually.
mana now. Has to be careful. Swashbuckle's there. Shield crash as well. One more right click. Double kill for Ori. Pretty big mistake for Nothing to Say. They do get FY in the, because of Boboka. Actually, might
Another
deny
leap.
himself to the Ancients.
Gonna
He
deny
does.
himself.
But still, all of that effort to try to kill a support Tiny, costing the Ember his life.
Ori got back into the game with those 2 kills. There was a big CS discrepancy in the mid lane, but now you can see that he's doing much better in terms of net worth. And this also relieves some pressure from Low in this bottom lane, who's going to be level 6, has mass, so that's going to be some extra regen in the lane, has a healing salve of his own. If he is full HP, he's definitely not going to die. And I like that these carry players are also picking up Trusty Shovel as their neutral item, because it does amplify your farm. You don't need to go back. There's the combo, a failed one.
And not much of a combo there, that's for sure. Ori gets off his Rolling Thunder. Trying to keep them at bay here. Lou was actually almost going off with the Chronosphere.
They really want FY.
Down. Yeah, they really hate Tony. And Chronosphere is placed on JT, and Lou's just going to run away. So now big ult for Lowe's down.
And the reverse Giga Chad move coming out from G2.iG. Not landing the combo there, but still getting one of the kills. I think Azure Ray are pretty fine with that. They're losing support here and there, but they're getting a lot from the map at the moment.
Overall, still a lot closer than it was last game. Even though it's only 10 minutes in the game, it feels like Azure Ray had a 3K lead or so at this point. So G2 definitely off to a better start. And especially JT, who second net worth on his team right now on that Mars. See how fast he wants to try to get a Blink Dagger this time around, if he's going to be greedy and go for
Midas. No,
Midas.
not this time. I think Mars nowadays, there was a big difference in itemization a month, 2 months ago, where people were picking up Vlads, going for Magelers, sometimes both of them, and then getting a Blink Dagger. But then a Mars says, you know what, screw those builds, I'm going to go double Bracer, pick up a Yule Scepter maybe if necessary, then go for a Blink Dagger, upgrade it to Wind Waker, or whatever it's necessary, Octarine Shard. But I do feel like you need to have that Blink Dagger because of the recent changes to Mars, where you can easily arena into a spear combo. Before it was much more difficult, now it's very easy.
Yeah.
Tianming.
Nice split earth. Monet wants to try to finish it off, as the arrow will not hit for Baboka. He'll have to retreat in shame.
Shame.
Radiant's top tower is
Quite
under
shameful
attack.
indeed. Haven't really seen the arrow really have much impact on this game.
Need to land those.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow, I mean, they saw this. Nothing to say. He's farming in the mid lane, so they know something's cooking.
Looking for his first arena of the game. Ori will sense things and exit the premises. But the tier 1 tower looks to be the focus for. Nothing to say. JT trying to backstab FY. Man, they love him. They absolutely love him. Ori gets off the Rolling Thunder. FY taking the brunt of the damage. Will die first. Nice curse coming out from Faith Beyond. Gonna let them reset a bit. But yeah, nothing to say with one more burst of damage to take out the Lesh. So 2 supports dead for Azure Ray, as G2 continuing the pressure now. Spear not going to fully connect, but Ori is likely done. One more Sleight of Fist will do the job. Double kill for nothing to say. That certainly will help his game, as that last death, I think, set him back just a little bit, but now top net worth.
Absolutely. Some good moves from G2.iG. They are making 5-man rotations, the last 2 team fights pretty much. Monet was also very close to a fight. I'm not sure if he dealt any damage. He didn't, but he was close. One waveform he could have easily joined. Low, we still haven't... Low is the type of a player, if he has a bit of a slower start, he's not going to be as active. There was one game during Bad Boom Dacha when he was playing Slark, ended the game with 0-5 and 0. Literally did not play the game.
Good. I'm guessing
good
he lost,
for him,
right?
yeah.
I would hope he lost that game. Winning a game where you're carrying 0-5. It's probably happened at some point, especially for Korean Barbecue, legendary figure of the Dota2 community. Ori getting initiated on, but will be able to swash away. I'm sure Korean Barbecue has slept through many wins, in fact, not just losses.
Absolutely. Even slept on panel. I was on that panel as well. I experienced it. It was China Super Major, I believe. Oh, I couldn't believe my eyes. I heard the stories before, but never seen it. I'm like, is this real? And it was. We had to wake him up.
Okay, that's just too much. Faith Beyond, he has his Orchid, will use it, but the arrow connects via the Searing Chains, and down he goes. Oh, Chronosphere, Lu. He's not going to have the damage to get this kill, but you can see the Lesh on his way over. But the arena is going to kind of break them up a bit as Ori is coming in.
Inhibit.
And that's going to be 4 members be able to take out JT. The Wisdom Rune was taken by Baboka, by the way. So G2 might be able to secure both Wisdom Runes. In all likelihood, will be able to.
Baboka has one job pretty much in this game. Click follow on your Ember Spirit and find the angle. Use an arrow on this Searing Chain combo. Now it's going to be much more easier. Nothing to say. He's really feeling himself in this game.
3K lead. Getting a bit scary for Azure. Feels like I've seen a lot of these games. This nice stack being taken out by the support Lesh. Classic.
Even from the
Okay. And
brightest.
that's one benefit of having this hero, I suppose. You just run into a stack. Oh, I can actually take it.
I can take it. Even if they kill me, that's pretty
Still
much
works.
fine. So Tiny has a Blink Dagger coming. He got killed multiple times, so this time around, completely different item build. Not upgrading his boots, just a casual Windlace for now. Smoke also available. It's time to hunt. Try to hunt them down, get another kill, reset until your Chrono's back online. But it does look very good for G2.iG. Oh, what a hero, huh?
Yeah, that's a great interaction. Oh, he gets off the attribute shift in time. Still silenced up. Will waveform away, but actually turns into the Pango as well. TPing out in the midst of things. FY. Oh, they get off the curse, so that's going to cancel the TP.
Go back. There we go.
Monet blood grenaded. One more swash and shield crash for the road. Meanwhile, Lesh finally punished on the opposite side of the map, but still not a fair trade at all if you're G2.iG. They lose their Morphling.
They already revealed their Orchid when they killed Wyvern, so maybe Monet needed to farm slightly less aggressive. Once you pick up that Manta style, the panel did talk about some good heroes he can target with Morph in this game, mostly Pango. You can also turn into Faceless Void, low cooldown abilities, so anything is going to be good, but we've seen the power of the Fusel Blade so many times where you're like, okay, I'm going to use a couple of spells, and then you get stunned. You get another swashbuckle in your face. Orchid again.
Yep, that should be a dead Mirana. Indeed. Faith Beyond takes that for himself and starting to cut into this lead that G2 did such a good job with early on.
We're going to see now FY playing with Bach together. Just go for that combo.
Yeah, very classic here.
Very
cool.
That tree is going to get removed in the D-pad, for sure.
They've been
Or
moving them
they're
left
going
and
to do
right.
something to Lesh.
Yeah, another nerf for the old Lesh. The GOAT. Literal, of course. Almost has a mech finished, actually, so farming really well. There's nothing to say. Not able to find anybody on this connection, but the lead is essentially gone for G2.iG, but this would help out. Arena is going to be disrupted a bit thanks to the Orchid being placed as Ori coming in as well. Faith Beyond able to cold embrace himself. JT, he's the one taking the brunt of the damage now. Swashbuckle not quite enough as he gets off the spear. Faith Beyond dies and Ori won't finish the job on the Mars. And now he might be the one in peril. Searing Chains into arrow connection again. 2 big kills for G2.
If Azure has another member of the team, let's say Tiny's there, they definitely get a kill on Mars. Maybe they get even one more kill, and none of them die. But so far, G2.iG, they've been bringing extra numbers since the start. Monet getting close to that Manta style, so that's going to be a big item, removing the time dilation, removing the slow from Inhibit, and also the big one, Orchid. That's the massive one.
Not bad for Lu. Maelstrom, just casual Morbid Mask for now. We'll see what he progresses towards here. I mean, the thing about Faceless Void that I felt like going into, we're gonna have to hold that thought. Speaking of the Faceless Void, Low might be in some trouble. Searing Chains, arrow again. He gets off the Chronosphere to buy himself some time. Will it be enough? Split Earth is there to help out as well. He's able to time walk away. Does cost him a Chrono. Let's see if G2 can get out, but there's the Orchid being applied again to the Ember Spirit. Nothing to say, he's in quite a bit of trouble. Will be traded in all likelihood with this Lesh, but Faith Beyond doing massive damage with that Arctic Burn. They get the toss back, but Boca is dead. So 2 for 1 as X-Nova somehow able to TP out, surprisingly enough.
They have no stuns available unless Low gets the bash, but this is a nice move. Like, this could easily go wrong if Low like gets another spell potentially. He dies, just use the Chronosphere. They can't take that fight, but nicely used Chrono, buys him enough time to get the time walk off, and then Bach. This Orchid pickup has been massive.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the itemization. He was really having a great time on Ember. Now picked up the Yule Scepter to have some kind of a dispel mechanic, so that's good. But yeah, it could also be potential setup for a Splitter, the Rolling Thunder, Chrono, anything from Tiny.
Swash will not really hit here. Ori's going to be forced to use his ult to try to get this Undying. As the Orchid already used on Nothing to Say. Bach, just dodges the arrow. And Ori will have to try to exit now. Spirit Vessel applied. Able to swash to the high ground, but here comes the Avatos onto two members of G2. Nice cold embrace onto Ori.
They're gonna
nice
get
split Earth to be able to take out Nothing to Say. It'll cost them FY, but I think they'll take that trade any day.
And I like that Ori picked up Shard of his own, because he's playing into Ember Spirit, immediately uses that roll-up, gets out of the trouble, Rolling Thunder afterwards. So most of the time you'll see him use Rolling Thunder like defensively to try to get out of trouble, and then maybe get a connection. So, 2k gold lead for G2.iG.
And we're at 20 minutes, so getting to the point where maybe the first Roche will be attempted in the next couple.
Yeah, I think they might go right now, because they have enough damage. Chronosphere is still on cooldown for another 30 seconds. With Morphling, you do have enough.
Radiant,
They're thinking the same. Using the scan. Don't walk in.
They do.
just
It's
walk
red. Red alert. Probably
Two.
will not matter, though.
Yeah.
They're just going to farm out the lane, so first Aegis should go to G2. And likely Monet will be the recipient, unless they want to put it on.
Oh, Tian Ming, does he want to kill the courier? He does. It's a full BKB.
Oh, all right. Wow.
So that's not going to be there
KB.
for 2 minutes. And he might steal the enemy XP rune, so he just farmed the... Never mind, he's not going to go for it. Too afraid.
Understandable. Monet will secure the Aegis, as Ori was forced to ult apparently in the top lane. So JT has his blink, and you talked about the BKB. He'll get that from that courier eventually. And now he's going Deso, so kind of an older skill build, or older itemization for Mars. Haven't seen as much lately. I've been watching a lot of Amar, actually.
Yeah,
feels like he was the first to do Deso, but he's not doing it anymore.
Going for a different item build. Like, if you go for Deso and you still want to pick up... You know, there, I would say 3 different builds on Mars. This is the old school one, if you want to scale with damage. But then, like, what is your next item after that? Do you go for the, like, new combination of the newer build with Revenant's Brooch for some extra damage? Or you want to go, you know, some AC route? It depends. I think the Revenant's Brooch one with a couple of Divine Rapiers is really good. It's a risky one. And then you have the Octarine, Yule Scepter, Wind Waker type of a thing with Refresher.
Look at the damage on Nothing to Say. Get healed up a bit thanks to the Soul Rip. And the Orchid again, this time onto the Mirana, but it looks like they're going to try to back away as Low gets the Chrono onto 2. They're going to secure the kill on the Mirana first, as Mars now, JT at half HP. Bach gets off his ult, but it's only onto a single target. It's going to be tossed back, though. It actually works. Beautifully done. They're going to lose their Lash, so support for support right now. Manta used to Dispel, as Low, he's in a lot of trouble. They're going to waveform in and destroy him. So despite that fight actually looking pretty good for Azure, G2 with that Aegis advantage able to come through.
Yeah. Ori was not in that fight. I just clicked on him. He does have DP available. He's in the bottom lane. Maybe didn't have it at the time. Another good Chrono. They get 1 kill on position 4. Going for JT immediately. This is a really nice thing. I don't think I've seen it before.
Seen that. Yeah.
So FY still has a couple of tricks up his sleeve, even though being an older Dota 2 player. But if Pango's there, I think this fight is completely different. Rolling Thunder connection, Faceless Void would probably not die, but so far, G2.iG, toss back onto a creep.
Yeah, good attempt. JT might be the one to suffer, though. He's going to get stun locked on the opposite side. Monet with the really quick fingers on the initial jump with the attribute shift. And Nothing to Say with the Searing Chains that might just end the fight here. Well, Ori will pop the ult to try to find something, but this will be a little difficult. Uses the inhibit and hits the corner and will back away.
Yeah, Ori still doesn't have the driving license, so...
Yep.
It was a nice attempt.
Cinder also doesn't have a driving license, so it's
Really?
understandable. Yeah. It's only like 80 years old or so.
But do you drive? You do have a driving license.
Yeah, I drive. Of course, I live in America. You have to drive.
Is under attack.
You can't really take
nice
a bus.
design.
Public transport, non-existent.
God, no, it's terrible. Terrible. The G2.iG sitting on a, I wouldn't say it's a sizable lead, but nice little advantage for them right now. And their fight execution feels like it looks a lot better than game number 1. Game number 1 was really bad all around.
Yeah, most definitely. They started off slow, I would say, but then Baboka started to follow. Nothing to say, landing those arrows on searing change.
That could be a cosmetic.
It could be, yeah, but
Coins.
it gave them a lot of kills. And so far, they are controlling the tempo of the game, going for these kills.
JT, he's going to find a lash.
BKB.
Force the BKB, and wow, that...
BKB had not even
He was
get a kill.
alone. Position 5 lash forcing a BKB. I think Azure are super happy with that. Low will use his Manta, time walks to the other side. The fact that he played so confident, he's like, surely he's not alone. Surely.
Immediately pops a BKB. Sometimes it's difficult. If other players are not showing in the lanes, like the map is dark, and you see one guy initiating with you on a stun, you're like, okay, if I don't pop a BKB, the casters are going to make fun of me. So he's like, yeah, I better do it right now.
Yeah, that's the main reason for using BKB is so the casters don't make fun of you. But now we're making fun of him for using the BKB. You just can't win if you're a player. FY will not be spotted here. It's able to TP here, but in terms of the Aegis, not much time left, less than 30 seconds to go.
They could potentially time it, yep.
Have they gotten good advantage out of this?
They got some, but I still feel that Azure Ray will take a fight when the Aegis expires. They do have Low bringing one big item that's going to be full Mjolnir. They have Mech, they have Tiny with another save, and he does have buyback available, so he can potentially come back to a fight twice if necessary. For now, it's going to be G2.iG using the smoke, but I want to see them mimic the movement and go for the same thing. First, they're going to take the Tormy.
Who will be bestowed the shot upon? It is Faith Beyond, so Splinter on Cold Embrace. Not too shabby.
Also, Cold Embrace, a lot of value so far that they got from this spell, considering that they don't have much magic damage.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
He drops that down. Spirit Vessel, good way to deal with some of that healing. Baboka just loves this item. He's like, okay, Clanks with Spirit Vessel, sign me up. Anything that can build into Spirit Vessel, pretty much you can buy it on any hero. It's not going to be great, but...
Yeah, it's actually surprising that Faith Beyond did not go for the Mage Slayer, by the way. You were mentioning that. Maybe the nerfs were too much.
All I can give us.
As the smoke now comes out from Azure, Lesh will pop it. Searing Chains opener. Arrow will not be used on the Lesh because he's just that easy to kill, apparently. Azure will have to
It's a good excuse when you miss that arrow. It's like, oh, I thought we got this guy.
Yeah, of course.
It was a scouting tool.
Faceless Void, just one of those heroes in this patch that feels like it's a slow start, but then once, if you're able to get to mid-game, it feels really hard to stop.
Absolutely.
If they have any kind of an advantage.
They have nothing that builds into a silence. There are no Hex fires. Maybe I would love to see JT pick up a Hex instead, just so you can initiate on either Wyvern or Faceless Void.
FY and JT respecting each other, knowing that it's not going to bother trying to go for this. As Bach, look at the instant Orca on the Mirana. Has the Aghanim Scepter now, so Arctic Burn can be basically spammed ad nauseum. Toss back FY, or tossed in place, I should say. I'm gonna say, do they want to continue here? Yules is going to be able to dodge the arrows. The Rolling Thunder being used by Ori, but will not get the lockdown they need on the Morph. Wisdom Rune is available.
JT
in
a bad
G2
spot.
will be able to grab that as the Mars Arena comes through for JT with the BKB. He's just running away though. There's a 1v1 battle. Lou versus the Morph. Chronosphere is there, but the attribute shift is doing so much work, but the Swashbuckle destroys him, and that is a huge kill onto Monet. FY will be the trade for now. There's nothing to say, getting gone on, and he's just going to be casually right-clicked by Ori.
That's
now the curse from Faith Beyond. The Mirana does have 2 leaps available, but it matters not. Double kill for Ori. 1 for 3 advantage Azure.
They split that fight so nicely. They are going in, poking. They know if they commit with like Arena, that's their big thing. They can easily reset with either Chronosphere or like one good ulti from Winter Wyvern. JT already down to half HP, needs to pop a BKB. No real follow-up onto this Arena. And on the side you see Low chronoing Morphling, who drops down. Monet, that's also the problem. You're playing into Faceless Void and you don't have any kind of a save. No grab ally this time.
That's right. You could remedy that situation, of course, with the old Tormy situation, but not to be for now. And I mean, I don't know how much damage Faith Beyond did, but it seemed like a lot. I mean, just percentage-based damage against the likes of Morphling is insane. Then you got the Swashbuckle with Diffusal combo. If you get a full swash on Morphling, that's going to hurt.
The big one is this move speed on Winter Wyvern's Arctic Burn, because it does give you extra 25% move speed, plus boots of travel, has Enchanted Quiver, so he can really keep the distance.
He got lucky.
He's basically a Dragonite with Aghanim Scepter at the moment.
No Manta, though. Not yet.
Maybe later.
If it worked with Ags, that would be something. That's what we need in our life, apparently. But yeah, he's had some very good impact on this game for Faith Beyond, and Azure after that fight now take the slight net worth lead. And if this goes into like extreme late game scenarios,
Faceless Void is the king of this game. You also have,
but
like,
sometimes like the supporting cast can be more important. I think that's maybe something to be said about that in this game.
Yeah, Undying plus Mirana, these heroes don't scale as much compared to others. Like Leshrac, I'd say that he had huge impact taking some of these towers and also providing the follow-up stun on a Chronosphere. Tiny, of course, is always going to be the big one.
I fear nothing.
Roche does roar, so Azure knows that this is happening. They're going to be too late to stop it, it looks like.
Roshan
will
die in the end. I can't even hear that noise. I mean, I can, but it should be something better, I would say.
Okay, well,
it needs to be louder.
Oh boy, the counter initiation onto the Morphling, but he gets out his attribute shift just in time. Has his Aegis intact as well as Low with the double chrono, able to kill off the Undying to start things out. Already doing a lot of work with that ult on the back line as well. As Morphling, life number 1, close to being done here. Uses the Manta style as well, as Low's continuing to try to find him, but he turns into the Morphling, able to time walk away. Lash is dead, JT attempting to TP out, but the curse is there, and a Swashbuckle, not quite enough damage onto the Ember, so nothing to say, able to TP out successfully. And G2.iG able to secure and maintain the Aegis, surprisingly.
Yeah, they didn't kill Morphling, but they killed the rest. Also by Bach coming out from Wyvern in this one. They needed to focus him down. I think that's the key. They need to kill him immediately, because when they try to initiate, Fate Beyond uses that heal immediately, and they don't have enough damage. Morphling is pretty much all physical. Ember, I would say as well, you don't have that like burst instant damage coming out. It's a setup for the arrow, but that's all it is.
I mean, that's potentially where that Revenant's Brooch could come into handy with with JT. But
I like that. I said that I do prefer this build for a good reason. I've seen it recently so many times, and it feels really nice. He still has a BKB, so
yeah,
it's gonna
he
be
does, and he uses it. Interesting. And Monet, he wants to try to chase. Makes it high ground. Will waveform. Not done yet. Adaptive Strike. Doing considerable damage. Lesh is coming in to help out. So Low. Really wanted to fight. The Conda is pretty scary now for Monet.
It is. It is a lot of damage. This is basically the old Ethereal Blade build.
Also, who are your Conda heroes?
Conda heroes, you did mention Clanks. Morphling, most definitely. Let me just go through the hero list real quick.
Yeah, very important. There's Luna, right?
Luna, yeah.
Do you believe in the Sniper Conda? That's really what this conversation is.
Yes, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's my boy. Gotta teach Cinder a thing or two about that.
He doesn't like it?
No. We saw it yesterday too, and it won before he purchased it, of course, because it was such a stomp. But Aghanim Scepter.
Bounty Hunter with Conda is nice in your pub games.
Yeah, not in the actual game.
I don't know if you tried Axe with Conda. That's great. You hold on to Fairy's Trinket, you buy Kaya Sanj, you play off your Culling Blade. It's like 1000 HP. You can one-shot people with level 20 talent.
That's good stuff. I think I got scared off because the mechanic didn't work properly at first. But they fixed that as Valve usually does in this game that is beta. 2K lead for Azure. Still Aegis, though, on Monet. Try to take advantage of that as FY jumps in with the avalanche and will force that back up to the high ground. It's like, I know you're here.
5 heroes, pretty much.
They were smoked. Very interesting.
He knows this stuff.
Another smoke incoming for G2.iG, brought to you by Korean Barbecue, legendary figure of the Dota scene.
Yeah, KBBQ. Very good at being a translator, being a pop star, being an analyst, whatever is necessary. Manager.
Yeah, X-Nova, he's good at being dead for now. Just like that, it's 5v4. Monet getting stun locked, but JT comes in with a big arena onto 3. Huge rebuke, but the save onto the Lesh for now. FY would be the first to fall, but there's the Chronosphere. JT is dead. Morphling, that's life number 1. Nothing to say. Has to stay alive here. Has a remnant, but it's in slow motion. They get the stun off, but turns into the void for now as Monet. He's going to get solo cursed. Do they have the damage to follow this up? But do they have the stun lock? Indeed. Lou rips him a new one. Nothing to say. Will be able to TP out, but Boca, though, the cancellation thanks to the Yules. And that's 4 dead for G2.iG, brought to you by Korean Barbecue, legendary figure of the caster scene. And they get rid of the Aegis as well.
Yeah, Korean Barbecue, he will need to step in. Like, they're gonna need someone to have extra hero in this game, pick up some Venomancer. It's just looking very bad for G2.iG at the moment. They can't really take any of the fights they're trying, but every single time they're losing. You can see JT one more time. I think we've seen this fight before where there's no real follow-up. Nobody is inside the arena dealing damage, and then Low manages to get the really big chrono. So pretty difficult fight. Time dilation also destroys, nothing to say. He gets out of that. Already down to half HP, and Bach, what I really like about him is he's waiting those curses until like very
patient.
He's very patient indeed, because they can't really burst him down. Tian Ming, some big smiles coming out from him.
I'd be happy too if I was playing position 5 and I got to play Leshrac. Farm intensive hero to some degree.
Also, I think what Tian Ming does, because he does have this shard, is whenever he sees Arena being used, he just drops the splitter in the middle of it. So if there's a follow-up, eventually you're gonna get stunned. So maybe Mars won't, but there's no BKB on Morphling at the moment, and there's no BKB on Ember.
A tithe to the impurities.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that shard was nerfed from the Lesh perspective, but still showing its worth. There's nothing to say. Getting very aggressive, but so many TPs coming in. They really want to kill Faith Beyond. Arena comes down. Faith Beyond with the ult, but he will die to the adaptive strike. He's actually dead for 90 seconds. So G2 have a decent chance to try to take a little bit of control now. Nothing to say. Showing off that Aghanim Scepter all over the place now. Arrow will be dodged by the Lesh. Out of mana, though. And Monet and company on the high ground with that Diabolic Edict stolen as he turned into Lesh. Now they're going to try to force this out. The fortification is used.
Low.
Out. Faith Beyond for 70 seconds. This is pretty scary for Azure. FY links in. Arrow not really going to be communicated correctly. JT gets off the spear. Here comes Lou with the Chronosphere. Only onto 1 though. FY dies early on. Trying to focus everything onto JT. He's getting really low. Enough right clicks from Low will suffice in the kill. Monet, he gets stun locked. They're actually going to be able to burst him down as well. No racks for you as Lesh barely walks away. Nothing to say. Going to try to continue with the slight effects.
Dragon keeping him alive.
Nothing to say. Attempting to TP out, but it's not going to happen. Double kill for Ori. Somehow, Azure defends 4v5, and they only lose a support.
Basically 3v5, because Tiny
died right away.
Immediately.
True.
He doesn't have buyback. He used it in the previous fight, but yeah, you can see the power of their heroes. These multiple instances of damage. Lou goes in. I want to see how much damage he dealt. 7.5, more than the whole squad of IG.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. And this is where Void starts to look absurd as well. Now we're at the 38-minute mark, and his farm is really getting there. Scotty's going to be next on the list, not even that far away now for Low.
I like that he has Grobo as
I was going to say, that's
pretty interesting.
Very magic damage heavy for himself.
Yep. Paladin Sword, just in case he needs to like farm up, go back to full HP.
That's when you know this item needs a nerf, when a melee hero is picking it. For God's sake, come on. Ridiculous.
I'm
The
really...
tier 2
This
tower.
item has not been touched in like 2 years.
Yeah.
I think it got even buffed last time. Like last change to an item was some kind of a buff.
Yeah, pretty insane. They could steal the Tormy as well if they want, but everyone is alive now for the side of G2, so Azure will back away. 13k lead now. So really the only thing that feels like it could bite them in the ass is this lack of buybacks, but that last fight, apparently they just didn't even need half their lineup.
Buybacks will reset shortly on their side, so that's going to be a good thing. Roshan will be up in 50. This will be...
That's the banner. Well, I guess it would be the cheese if it's on the Dire side.
It's going to be on Radiant side. 42nd.
Yeah, the original patch notes did say that the banner was on Dire side. Nobody seems to notice that, though. JT, it's off the arena. FY will be taken out swiftly. Dead for 50. I mean, it makes sense, though, because Dire side, it should have the banner. It's like a Dire... Looks like it's from the Dire side.
Yeah.
And cheese, you can't grow that on the Dire side. There's no life there.
The soil
There's no
is
cows.
not fertile enough.
You need milk.
Feed the cows.
Yeah. Shivas now. One of the few Shivas purchases we've seen in this patch, this letter patch that is, for Ori.
I think we're gonna see Veils being picked up and just keeping that until like later
Late game.
stages of the game, and then
Yeah.
you upgrade it.
Yeah, I think so.
There it is. Roshan.
Yep, he will have the refresher shard as well. So wait, the second Rosh, was that taken on the Dire side? That was cheese then? I don't remember seeing a banner. Of course, no one ever remembers seeing a banner unless we talk
You
about
won't
it.
see it ever.
That's right.
There should be a sound.
There's the roar, speaking of sounds.
I haven't heard it again.
He's very silent, otherwise. He's taking this beating like a man. As G2, they will get another Aegis. Refresher shard on Ember, which is scary.
Nothing to say. He's so bored. Just went inside the tombstone
Yeah.
to grab himself.
It's a misclick and you just get lost.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
where
you-
am I?
They can't see you. Like, we could not see him on camera. That's why he went inside. Keeping it PG-13. Butterfly now on Morphling. With Kanda, with Mindbreaker, Scotty. So, pretty much fully jacked on Morphling. Deals a lot of damage. Faceless Void is level 25. Has that backtrack talent, which can be broken. But the only talent in the game.
It's the only talent that can be broken. It's probably
Yeah.
because it used to be a passive.
Yes.
And they just kept the code, right?
I think it would be too OP. I think that was added afterwards.
Oh,
One of the
okay.
patches. It said, no, his level 25 is affected by break mechanic.
I see.
What if?
But it doesn't like add a skill, technically. Like it kind of does, but it's hidden. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
it's not
it doesn't
here.
show up. That's kind of interesting. They could have added that. They have that icon done, but then they have to add it for the Arcana. Yeah, that's too much work, actually. Understandable.
What if some of these talents could also be broken? Let's say you get extra 25 move speed. Suddenly, they break. You're like, okay, I can't move.
All your
they
talents
broke
break?
your leg.
Hey, that used to be what Saint Joshua did, right? It maimed you.
It did, yeah.
Remember that? The old slow.
Precious bounty.
Kind of miss that. Olden days for us old men.
When things were not complicated. Now you read Kaya Sanj as a description, as a new player, you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What did I just read?
That's true. And after you read it, you're underwhelmed, but it is a good item.
It's a lot of numbers. Like, oh, 20%, 16% of this, not too bad. Back to the game.
What do you think about G2 getting the Aegis consistently this game? They've gotten all three, haven't they?
Yes, they did.
And
But they
they've
haven't
been behind
managed
for a
to
couple of them now.
do much. Every single time, it was Monet who picked it up. He revives and dies immediately.
Yeah. Oh. Find the Yule's FY, dodging an arrow. Ori coming in for some help. Swashbuckles there. Monet actually turns into the Arctic, the Wyvern, Mr. Bach. He's trying to fly away with
It's a
that
lot of
BKB. Leshrac, he's going to be left alone. But the Avalanche, nice timing for FY. Morphling at half HP now. Still, that second life, of course. It looks like the Lesh. Cold Embrace from Bach. Man, he is having such good positioning as the silence applied to low. Nothing's taken to get some help from JT. Finally, Arena comes through, but the Chrono right on top of him. JT is dead. Ember might be next if he gets the lucky bash here. The silence is there, but the Yules keeping him alive. There's the cold embrace, though. Down goes the Undying, and Ori turns into a shield-crashing little boy, whatever the hell that means.
Oh,
Monet,
he got the time walk-off.
trying to cut through this. The cold embrace again. Faith Beyond is just all over the place. They cannot catch up to him. Monet still alive with that first of 2 lives. Low gets off the time dilation, finally able to cut through that Aegis and able to cut through Baboka. Nothing to say. All the remnants coming through. Refresher short as well, but the Split Earth is going to connect for the time being. Low, he's going to get cold embrace, time walk off all that damage. And Monet, yeah, this is going to be trouble for the likes of Azure Ray because Monet, well, he's getting stun locked now, though. The toss is there from FY. Buck finally out of mana, but he gets the cold embrace on himself again. And Monet now, you would think he'd be able to finish up with the health of Nothing to Say, who's now gotten refreshed, good to go. Very long fight. G2.iG. Looks like they've won it. I don't know how many buybacks came through, though. We'll look at that after the fact. As FY has his blink up just a bit, but they cancel it. Lotus reflects the Yules.
Another Yule.
There's about 20 Yules in this game. There's the sheep to follow. And this is going to be a dieback for FY.
Oh,
so
man,
G2
what a long
IG.
fight. Bach has been owning this fight. I think they, what's the goal change? Okay, 4,000, but yeah, it's, I think that Azure Ray, it just shows what he's doing in the fight. Like, Bach, all eyes on him in every single team fight. He's keeping the distance, hitting you once or twice, silence. How many cold embraces was that? That was basically like 5, 6 of them.
Yeah.
Because they don't have enough. Like, they need JT to turn into this mode with Revenant's Brooch where he can hit people with magic damage, so that's going to be good. He has Divine Rapier, but it's locked up for now.
Oh, okay. And Monet taking advantage of the numbers, gets the bottom set of racks. Who knows what's happened to the banner? Nobody cares. Again, fortifications there, tombstone placed ahead of time to be able to grab the ally. As the smoke comes out from Azure Ray, Chronosphere is up. No second life for Monet this time. Going for this melee Rax. There's the stun from Ori, but the waveform away. They're not going to take any chances. Melee Rax will survive as a result. Although Nothing Stays kind of sticking around, but feeling a little cheeky knowing that he has that Axe. Oh, there it is. We found it.
Finally.
Very tough creeps. Wow. Huge impact.
Makes absolutely no difference. We need this change. I think the previous one, when Roshan was, second Roshan was dropping Shard, that was slightly OP.
Yeah.
Now we have these Stormies, but overall, it does feel underwhelming compared to either Cheese, Refresher, whatever.
I think it's a good concept. It just needs some tweaking.
What about charges? Having like multiple charges on it.
So you can stack them?
Stacked? Ooh.
Just put like 5 stacks and make mega creeps right off the bat? Sure. I think the idea of it being a flag that you can kill, I don't see the point. Just have it as like a base upgrade. I mean, if it was unkillable, would it even be good? Nobody's killing them anyway. Like, it wouldn't change anything.
But you could drop it like closer.
Yeah.
So you would not have to put it inside the base, so it would be safe.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a flag in that case. I'm just saying, like, the barracks would just be upgraded temporarily. Okay. Right?
Temporarily?
Yeah, it's like a temporary upgrade.
Okay.
It's like you're playing StarCraft, except it gets reverted after 5 minutes.
Never played StarCraft, but I did watch a lot.
That's great to hear.
Good to hear.
Good
Very
story.
important for this cast. Yeah.
Very even game here between Azure and
30-30. Yep. In terms of score.
Yep. I mean, it's still even. I don't think a set of racks really changes anything in this game.
No, absolutely not.
They have
the
such
big
good wave
change
push.
is this Refresher Orb on low now. So, Faceless Void with Scotty, with stats, you do have enough mana to cast double Chronosphere, so that's not going to be an issue. And also having multiple Dispel mechanics, Manta style, BKB, Disperser as well, because let's say they turn, like against Searing Chains, he turns into Faceless Void, time dilation could cause some issues. So he's waiting for potentially a second Rapier.
Okay. So if he dies, buys back, he'll have one again?
Yeah.
Oh, damage
or
rune.
AD.
Ability draft, everyone's favorite mode. Okay, might have a connection here. Smoke. They don't. I'm not sure if they know about the damage rune.
They don't have vision there. But maybe if they're keeping an eye, they could know that DD rune is gonna spawn.
He's got a lot of rapiers in his sights here. From JT.
A lot of radiances.
Oh, is he going radiance?
Yeah, multiple.
Oh yeah, it was a radiance. You're right. There's no demon edge. I don't think radiance is gonna change anything here.
Dire are scanned.
Scan does connect. So they have an idea where each other are. Roche is going to be up in 40 seconds. I don't think Azure secured one Roche for themselves as of yet.
They want to fight for the next one, that's for sure. That fourth banner, so good.
I mean, if they had gotten the last couple Roches, the game would be over, I'm pretty sure, in Azure's favor. But that's given a second life to G2 for sure. FY spotted. Conda ripping him a new one. That's half HP already. But still a bit of a stalemate now, as it tends to be with these Roche offs, although they're not really close to the pit. Of course, Roche would be top right now. But daytime's coming in 20 seconds, so getting...
Low doesn't have a
this area
buyback.
secured
That's the big one. He's the most farm hero in the game, very far away from his buyback. Needs 2,000 gold for it.
Oh, wow. That could be an issue.
They could potentially like hex him with Mirana, but they also need to control the backline because Bach so far has been doing an amazing job.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder down, so they have a little bit of a window here to not have to worry about that spell.
It's 48 seconds with Octarine and level 25
They could
talent.
kill Roche in 30 seconds, though.
They could.
They're going to spot it now. And Azure, I feel like they really need to fight one of these Roche battles. But it looks like they're not going to get here on time again. So fourth Roche for G2.iG. There's the roar again, in case you missed it, which it sounds like you did.
Yeah.
Refresher shard again for Nothing to Say, who went absolutely crazy in that last fight.
So double A on disc, bazillion fire remnants. Pretty difficult to catch. When are those rapiers coming in?
Yeah. When are you hitting the unlock button?
I think once you hit level 25 with that God's Rebuke plus 65% crit.
Okay.
Or if you want to close out the game, because this right now just gives you a lot of damage, but you don't want to risk it too much. You do not want to give it to Faceless Void, Pango. Even Tiny, like Tiny packs a punch. He's not building into these like right-click items, but FY did go for the other talent on level 20. Grow damage talent, grow bonus damage with tree talent.
Another Wind Waker for FY. Really likes this item. Very good against Mars. Gives yourself the ability to use your teammates, of course, which is almost like a grab ally type of
better version.
Functionality. Better version. Oh,
I would say better version.
Okay. Not as cool though, because you're in a tombstone and it gets really thick.
Have you ever been inside one?
No. BKB picked up by Monet, so that's going to be a use and then backpack type of item. Although I guess he does have room still, once the treads will be sold. Yeah, this is a very important game, like we were talking about when this game started. Azure, I think, pretty much has to 2-0 to be able to have a chance to continue on.
Not just important for the players, but also for the management. I'd say
for Korean barbecue.
For Korean barbecue, if things don't go too well here, if they get eliminated, he might get replaced.
Wow, is this some inside knowledge? I think he just started.
Jack is doing one hell of a job.
Yep, great job, Jack. Hopefully he's providing Korean barbecue for his players as well.
If they win, yeah.
If they lose, McDonald's. Cold.
If they lose, just soup.
Okay, and the buyback is now there for Low. But they're going to have to fight into an Aegis. And
if they lose, he eats Korean barbecue and they watch. They get to watch.
They watch him? All right, I see. There's a nice mukbang channel or something. Makes them watch that as well. Good content for Korean barbecue. Nullifier. Okay, not an item we see all that often anymore on Nothing to Say. I mean, all these Yules, I can understand that for sure. Counter to the Wind Waker, of course.
Yeah, he's also going to be like in the middle of the fight, so he can use it on the target that they want to focus. Blink picked up by Baboka, so Blink Hex coming out from position for Mirana, and then Ember Spirit can follow it up. Use that Nullifier. Nullifier, an item that also got massive buff. The projectile speed has been increased by 700.
700?
Yeah, it's almost double.
Wow. That is quite fast.
700 what?
That's move speed, I guess. Yeah. Very quick. That's like a Bloodseeker. All right, did he hit 25 on Mars? Like, what are they waiting for exactly?
He is level 25. He's waiting for 2 Divine Rapiers, I think. He can sell his Soul Ring.
Oh, well, he certainly has something on his courier.
Sacred Relic, which he locked.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the second rapier is there. Just gotta be careful.
Radiant's top tower.
Once you
You remember back in the days where you, like, somebody killed your courier
Dropped
and
everything.
items dropped.
Yep,
Yeah.
all of them drop.
ZSMJ Medusa, back in the days, he lost his rapier, farmed another one in like 5 minutes, and managed to win the game.
Oh, wow.
Never refuse.
Legendary. Not as legendary as Korean Barbecue, of course, the great general manager of G2.iG. Yeah, a lot of crazy stories from back in the day.
Shout out to him. I don't think we gave him a single shout out today, but...
Yep, shout out.
So Divine Rapiers, all eye on JT. He has 2 of them.
Yeah. I mean, they waited out the whole Aegis. It's about to expire. They didn't do anything with it. Very interesting. I think most players, Azure are very happy about this because they get to wait out for their buybacks. Now the buyback available for JT. So basically everybody has a buyback in the game other than X-Nova, but he's only 100 away now.
JT also has Arcane Blink queued up. Oh, initiation.
Yep. Nullifier. Arrow is there. Fake out of the Split Earth is coming with that shard. There's a Cold Embrace to keep FY alive for now. Rolling Thunder used by Ori. Will connect onto the Morphling as the Aegis expires right now. Toss up
might
FY.
be able to kill him immediately.
Continuing to stun lock him. There's the Chronosphere.
He's dead.
Death #1 for Morphling. Gonna turn their sights onto the Undying as well. Tombstone will drop. They do have buybacks on both. So they wait for the Aegis to expire.
And then go.
And then go. Makes a lot of sense. Did he make the Rapier? No.
No.
He also has not put together
There
the
it is.
Rapier.
He's making them right now after they just lost the fight.
Oh.
It's go time. JT, let's see the damage. The Maj.
Okay. The Rebuke will
No,
do a
not
lot
ready
of
yet.
damage.
He's not ready yet.
Okay. Gotta get some more creeps. Oh, yeah. Get some practice. There we go.
3.5k.
That's some
Big
fried
crits.
chicken right there.
We've seen Notice the other day instantly killing 2 supports with it, but he had 3 rapiers, almost 5,000 crits coming out.
Okay. Needs so you think he should go for that third Rapier?
Absolutely.
Okay. He's going for Arcane Blink right now. Very underwhelming.
Doesn't give you damage, lowers the cooldown of your blink, which is nice. Synergizes with your God's Rebuke. 7-second cooldown blink, 6 seconds on God's Rebuke.
Oh, okay. Hello. Trying to force some buybacks.
This is going to be
Fortification
so
#1.
underwhelming if they lose the game. He had 2 rapiers this whole time, didn't deal a single instance of the damage.
2 games in a row for JT. Low, able to dodge out the arrow. Looks like they're willing to trade their mid set of racks here.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Fortification #2. I mean, these buildings are dead anyway. And we'll see. Azure will probably fall back. And they do.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
JT just chilling. I mean, this is really risky. He's all alone on the other side of the map. I mean, I know he's smoked, but still, there's a possibility.
If they catch him with any stun, Faceless Void with the follow-up, he's dead. That's 2 Divine Rapiers that could be picked up by, let's say, Vibrant. He still has Wraith Band and Bracer in his inventory.
Yeah.
So,
All right, he
quite a lot of damage.
TP's back to base, so continuing on. Double Rapier pickup. Will it pay off? Now, we did lose the buyback.
You gotta use
doesn't
your
have money.
abilities on enemy heroes, otherwise it doesn't.
Usually,
as good.
yeah, usually that is the case. As
You
Faith
don't
goes,
if you're playing Zeus with like some Kaya, Refresher, a couple of Divine Rapiers, since Divine Rapiers now also give spell damage.
Yep, of course. That's the most important aspect.
25%. Big numbers.
So Ori purchased something. Might have been the nullifier for him as well.
It is
'Cause
nullifier.
He does not have buyback currently, so now they have to wait for 500 gold. And this is going to be a 60-minute game. We're going to see those big, juicy items.
I'm having so much fun right now. Didn't even notice that it's a 58-minute game.
Yeah, that's right. These tier 5 items are always pretty damn hype.
Thank you, Suns fan.
Are we going to see that that 95% magic resist tier 5 item that was just buffed?
It's great against Mars for this build because he's dealing magical damage.
That is true, actually. That is actually true.
What's it called? I keep forgetting.
I don't remember. I've never seen it in a game.
Unwavering condition.
So it used
Plus
to be 1500 HP. Now what is it?
1800.
Yeah, it's the 300 extra HP you gain. Like Lesh. Wouldn't you just pick that up on Lesh? Surely.
Maybe so you don't get one shot by Mars, but he can also go for physical damage. It still deals quite a lot.
That's true. He just has to toggle it. Very difficult.
One click, though.
That's too many, I think. When you have 2 Divine Rapiers, you can't click more. 0 clicks needed.
Ever since he bought those rapiers, he did not click the heroes.
That's true. He has not been seen by anyone. Nothing to say. Will be seen. Toss up. Rolling Thunder being proc. Trying to get the stun lock. It's actually a pretty good spot for it, but no. Right, gets off the heals temporarily, but now gets silenced up. Do they have the damage? The grab ally from X-Nova, keeping him alive for the time being. Nothing to say. Gets split earth again. There's a Chronosphere number 1. The IT's dead. Both rapiers on the ground. He never clicked a hero. Are you serious?
1,000
What
damage
are we
alone.
watching, JT? Why? Why have you done this to us? Arrow is there.
Oh my God, look at this damage.
This is a disaster. Nothing to say. Drops to the deck. Solo curse onto the Morphling. And Low, with his double rapier, is something to fear indeed. Unlike JT, gets off the arena, but there's Chronosphere number 2. And now the rapier is being used against
dead
JT.
again.
Absolutely pummeled into the ground. And Monet, with a sliver of HP, will drop finally. Has his buyback. The Ember Spirit not so lucky. That is a dieback from Nothing to Say. One of the worst rapier purchases we've seen. The execution was not there at all. And out of nowhere, a 46,000 net worth league.
They might call
What
46,000.
the fuck was this?
JT will be known from now on as Just Throw. I can't believe that he didn't deal a single instance of damage ever since he picked it up. Even Yan Ming is stunned. And we can see JT on camera, not too happy about it. Yeah, just give us his camera on full screen, because I think this game's over.
This game is so over. Oh my goodness. Low dealing so much damage now thanks to JT. The toss up, they have the stun lock. All they can do is look on as the GGs are called. Azure get a 2-0. They don't even get the tier 5 items. They don't need it. 2 rapiers are stronger than all the tier 5 items.
Yeah. And yeah, Low, very happy about this one. He had some amazing chronos, Bach as well.